So we have a new update in that one server, which is 1.6.38. In this patch, most of the heroes like Phylax, Kaja, Minotaur got buff and some got nerf. And also there are some adjustments on all 3 retribution spells and some changes on 18-minute slot. First is a buff on Phylax. Even in the last patch, they gave buff to him in order to transfer his late game potential to his early game potential. And also they even added an extra CC skill in his ultimate. But that is previous patch buff. In this patch, all the buffs are related to his cooldown of the skills. His first skill cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds compared to before. Before it is 12 to 10 seconds, but now it is 10 to 8 seconds. In the early game you will have 10 seconds cooldown, but in the late game you will have 8 seconds cooldown. And the cooldown of his second skill is now 10 seconds in all level. In the previous patch it used to be in 12 seconds. And in his MM form, now they have adjusted the magic power of his basic attacks. The cooldown of the second skill from his ultimate is also 10 seconds now, which is also used to be 12 seconds in the previous patch. So overall it is a continuation of the buff from the previous patch. And for the note, this is the next hero that is going to come in our official server on December 21st. Next is a buff on Kaja. Developers feels like Kaja is struggling because of the removal of lightning balls from his second skill in the previous patch. So in order to compensate that, the cooldown of his passive is reduced by 1 second from 6 to 5 seconds now. And also they slightly increased the HP regain and also the damage of his passive. Before, his second skill only steal the magic defense, but now it will steal magic and the physical defense of the enemy hero. We gotta wait and see how this buff going to work on Kaja. Next is a buff on Minotaur. In the official server, if the rage reaches full, he will automatically turn into bigger form. But because of the passive change, now he can able to control when he need to become enraged state. If the rage reaches maximum, it will last for 5 to 6 seconds. After that, it will reduce little by little. But once you use the skill, it will go high. So now the players will have control over his passive and they can decide when they need to become enraged form. And now they have added a new effect on his first skill where he will slow down the attack speed of the enemy by 30% now. And now his second skill will heal him and also increase the attack speed of the nearby ally by 30% now. Do you think this buff is enough for Minotaur? Next is a buff on Lesley. The movement speed that she gained from her first skill is increased by 10% now. That is all. There is no much buff on Lesley. Next is a nerf on Badang. They are slightly reducing the buff that they gave in the previous patch. But if you compare to the official server, it's still a buff on Badang. Next is a buff on Flame Retribution. The attack stolen is increased by 20 points in all level. The duration of this effect is also increased by 3 to 5 seconds now. Next is a buff on Ice Retribution. The movement speed that you gain from this retribution is increased by 30 points in all level. The duration is also increased from 3 to 5 seconds now. Next is adjustment on Bloody Retribution. The HP stolen is increased by 0.5% and instead of 4 times, the hit will happen for 5 times. So all of these buffs on Retribution spells is actually a good news for jungler mains. Next is a battlefield adjustment. On the 18th minute, the Lord will be enhanced for the second time, and before this Lord used to give damage reduction to the nearby ally, but now instead of damage reduction it will give extra damage buff, and the buff will be look like this. Remember, you will only get this buff if you are near to the Lord, and the damage you get from this buff is going to be the magic damage no matter what hero you use. The cooldown is 2 seconds. The damage system works just like the red buff. So what do you think about this update? Are you excited for this 18-minute Lord update? Do let me know what you guys think in the comment section. See you until the next video. Stay safe and thank you for watching.